Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom wa baruchim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this afternoon by my most esteemed Akinanaya. Shabbat shalom, Aki.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharal. Hallelujah. For all that he has done, all that he's doing, and all that he will do.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shalaki, I'm lighting the instant here.
Oh, indeed,
So, all right. I got it going. All right. So we got that one. Have that frankincense going there. So, all right. So, again, Shabbat Shalom. Our praises to the Most High for another Sabbath, set apart Sabbath. And as we are in the time of the Feast of Hanukkah, or the Feast of Dedication, or the Festival of Lights, however you want to dictate it, perfectly fine. Our praises to the Abba for this season, this winter season. Let's go ahead and we're at the very end of the book of Second Malachim, Second Kings, picking up at chapter 21, Salakia. So let's go here. A lot of good, interesting reading we did last night, and we led off with Hazaki Yahu resting with his fathers and Manasseh. I'm not looking forward to reading this, as I know Manasseh was way out, and I know it's going to get worse in Chronicles. So, but here we are. So let's go ahead. The book of Second Malachim, chapter 21. Manasseh succeeds Hazaki Yahu. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hephzibah.
Hephzibah.
Salakia. Hephzibah. Let's take a look at her name real quick.
Well, I mean, it means beautiful waters. Oh no, my delight is in her.
My delight is in her. Yeah, Queen Hezekiah's mother. Name for a name for Jerusalem. That's a figurative name for Jerusalem as well.
Yeah, and there's another one that is Hezbollah, and it's the one that's referring to, like, it's either beautiful waters or beautiful groves or something similar to that, but it's talking about the land.
Okay.
These are names for the land.
Okay, Khan. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's
and the reason that I remember that Hezbollah is because you remember that was the name of one of those so-called terrorist groups.
Hezbollah. Yeah, I do remember that. Now that you mentioned, I do remember. I remember that. Khan. They've been out the news for a while. Hezbollah, the Muslim Brotherhood, and that came back to memory when you said that. Hezbollah. Okay, Khan. That makes interesting. All right. It's amazing how those connections come and then information start coming back. Like verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah. I really don't understand how he had a 55-year reign. Because he turned back at the end, but okay, verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah, after the abominations of the heathen, whom Yahuwah had cast out before the children of Israel. For he built up again the high places. What? I didn't know that. I'm sorry, Salakia. He built up again the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had destroyed, and reared up the altar of evil, and made groves, as did Ahab, king of Israel, and worship all the hosts of Shamaim and serve them. What?
All right.
Oh my gracious. And built altars in the house of Yahuwah, which Yahuwah said, in Jerusalem will I put my name. And he built altars for all the hosts of Shamaim in the two courts of the house of Yahuwah. And he made his sons pass through the fire and observed times and used enchantments and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards and wrought much wickedness in the sight of Yahuwah to provoke him to anger.
Now, listening to you read this, I'm drawing another parallel
Okay.
between these people and what I see in the church. To be honest,
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I mean, definitely, it's definitely that very same thing right now, because when you think about, of course, during this time, this is the time of the king, of the man of king, compared to when Hamashiach was on the earth during that time. Remember, he did the comparison of the parable, actually, of the wheats and the tares.
Mm-hmm.
So he would put them together. Well, he sowed good seed, and then the enemy came and sowed the tares, which would be weeds, basically. And so when it started growing, his servants came and said, "Did you not sow, good seed?" He said, "Yes, the enemy has done this." And he said, "Well, should we, you want us to remove them?" And he was like, "No, let them grow together. And at the time of the harvest, the reapers will, take the tares and burn them, bind them together and burn them in the fire. And, the wheat will be fine, because if you try to remove them now, then the likelihood is that you'll take up some of the wheat with the tares. So
Mm-hmm.
let them continue to the end. So that's what we're experiencing now. But during this time, the time of the kings, that shouldn't have been the situation. So I don't know. This is strange, especially since his father was righteous, was a very good man who made earnestly one mistake, and that wasn't even against the commandment. He just didn't use wisdom in that situation. He didn't even go against the commandment. There's no commandment that said don't show your stuff to your neighbor or to your friends or to your people who come from another country. But he didn't use good judgment in doing that when the Babylonians came. But verse 7, this is a hard read right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he set a graven image of the grove that he had made in his house, just like in the house, of which Yahuwah said unto Dawid and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, I will put my name forever. Neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land which I gave their fathers, only if they will observe and do according to all that I command them, and according to all the law that my servant Moshe commanded them. But they hearkened not, and Manasseh succeeded them. Seduced them.
Yeah, seduced.
Because Salakia, I said succeeded, Salakia, I mispronounced that one. Seduced them to do more evil than did the nations whom Yahuwah destroyed before the children of Israel. I can't explain it. I can't comprehend this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't like it. It's just not Oh, it's terrible. Verse 10. 2 Malachi chapter 21 and verse 10. The king's idolatry rebukes. You need more than some rebuke. You need a verse 10. And Yahuwah spake unto his servants, saying, because Manasseh, king of Yehuda, have done this abomination, and have done wickedly above all the Amorites did, which were before him, and have made Yehuda also to sin with his idols.
You know,
Therefore, go ahead.
Pausing right there.
Yeah.
We had a conversation a while back talking about the wickedness of the Amorites and how pretty much the seed of Abraham doesn't take over the land until the wickedness had what's that verse? Until the abomination of the Amorites be fulfilled.
Yeah.
So whatever Manasseh has done, it has exceeded all the wickedness that they had done.
Which is insane.
Right.
I don't understand how you could be this doggone wicked. I mean, I don't understand it. Why? Why are you king? Why? It doesn't make any. I can't, for the life of me, understand. Except he had to do it for the sake of getting us here now. But it seemed like it should have been something else that could have been done. How did you get a 55-year reign when all the other wicked kings had short reigns? You do wickedness in 55 years?
The Most High is a grand architect. It's so much that we can't see. You know what I mean? That he does.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. But yeah, like I said, this is just, it's just hard to read. It's hard to understand. It's hard to fathom. Like, I don't know how you could do worse than they did. It's what, like, why? And then nobody stop you, nobody check you, nobody, nothing. Just continue.
All right. And we can assume that these sons of David are many. Somebody could have contended for the throne, but
yeah, I mean, they was doing it in the Northern Kingdom,
right?
Why? But somebody should have, and we never see somebody righteous step up and say, "Man, look, you taking us off. I'm taking over." You know what I'm saying? Like, we never see that. It's always some kind of a jealousy, some kind of a negative thing when somebody's taking over. It's never like, we haven't seen yet anybody like, for the sake of righteousness, you got to move. You know what I'm saying? So this would have been the time for that right here. Verse 12. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, power of Israel, behold, I shall bring such evil upon Jerusalem and Yehuda, that whosoever heareth it, both his ears shall tingle.
Wow.
I mean, good grief. This is what you wanted? I mean, this is your idea right here, Manasseh. This is your plan to take us into a place where the evil is so great against us, whoever hears, their ears gonna tingle. Verse 13. And I will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria, and the plummet of the house of Ahab. And I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down. He gonna turn Jerusalem upside down. Verse 14. And I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance, and deliver them unto the hand of their enemies, and they shall be a prey and a spoil to all their enemies.
And the Most High is made good on his word,
Right. Kind. This is what I can't for the and I'm not gonna make this an hour long. I'm not gonna spend an hour on this first chapter. Oh, this chapter 21. But good grief. I mean, this is like okay, verse 15. Like I said, let me just move on. because they have done that which is evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger, since the day their fathers came out of Mizraim, even to this day. So he's bringing up even the stuff we was reading in Torah, like not Torah, yeah, in the Torah, in Exodus and in Numbers, all of that evil. He's remembering all of that because of this what Manasseh is doing. Verse 16. Moreover, Manasseh shed blood. Salakia. Let me start that over. I read it incorrectly. Moreover, Manasseh shed innocent blood very much, till he had filled Jerusalem from one end to the other, besides his sin wherewith he made Yehudah to sin, and go in doing that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah. So maybe he was a bad guy, and they was afraid to step to him, but you got to get him in the dark at night. You got to bribe the guards. You got to do something. You got to do something. Verse 17. Now the rest of the acts of Manasseh and all that he did, and his sins where he sinned, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Yehudah? So not his acts, not his bravery, not his winnings, his sin which he sinned. I mean, good grief. And Manasseh slept with his fathers and was buried in the garden of his own house, in the garden of Uzziah, and Amon, his son, reigned in his stead. Let's see what
I'm wondering, because I'm thinking about the question, why is it no one there to check him besides the prophets?
Well,
and I'm thinking it's because none of these folks are wanting to seek to do righteousness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Khan. Well, see, this is what made me wonder that now. Manasseh shed innocent blood very much, till he had filled Jerusalem from one end to the other.
So he was a tyrant.
Yeah, but looks like it. Looks like he was way out there. You know what I'm saying? Like not even kind of, but like way out there. That's 16. Let's see what that says in the scripts here. And also Manasseh shed very much innocent blood until he had filled Jerusalem from one end to the other. So it really doesn't. What is this one end to the other? With innocent blood? I guess. That's not really a good explanation. Like he killed people from, like, was he killing Israelites? Was he killing, who was he killing? I mean, he was just kill people for nothing?
Yeah, so what it sounds like, this was and like I've always just kind of paid attention to his idolatry and setting up those high places, but this spilling of innocent blood is what another thing that makes him such a infamous character.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think the worst, I mean, it's all evil, don't get me wrong. But when you look at verse 6, I think this is the worst. He made his sons to pass through the fire, observe times, used enchantments, dealt with familiar spirits and wizards, and wrought much wickedness. Like, what was she thinking about? Like, wouldn't you think he was going to get away with that? And I still can't for the life of me understand 55 years. I mean, that's unreal. But let's continue. I was going to look at Amon. I think we've seen that. Amon, governor of Samaria. Man, that is hard. Skilled workman or master workman. All right. Verse 19. Amon was 20 and 2 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 2 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was
Meshulameth.
Meshulameth, Todarabaki,
Con.
the daughter of Haraz, of
Yadbah.
Yabat. Yabat. Let's check out her name real quick. My goodness, man, I really don't like Manasseh. I really like. I really don't. Her name means friend. That's a good name. Man, I can't understand it. I cannot understand it. Zealous. That Huras is zealous. And let's see what that Yaboth. I think we've seen that one. Pleasing. I didn't remember what it was. All right, let's continue. Oh my gosh. Here's another one.
Con.
Okay. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah, as his father Manasseh did. And he walked in all the ways of his father walked in, and served idols that his father served, and worshipped them. And he forsook Yahuwah, power of his fathers, and walked not in the way of Yahuwah. And the servants of Ammon conspired against him. What the? Why y'all wait to this?
Right.
Man. Okay. So conspired against him and slew the king in his own house. I mean, what? That's the best thing so far, but why are we waiting so long? Why it take so long? Like, who oh, let's continue. I'm sorry. I'm not. Let's continue. And the people of the land slew all them that had conspired against King Amon. And the people of the land made Yeshaiah, his son, king in his stead. So they mad because they got rid of wickedness. Now the rest of the acts of Amon, which he did, are they Salakia? Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Yehuda? And he was buried in his sepulchre in the garden of Uaz. And Yeshaiah, his son, reigned in his stead. Oh my gracious! I can't remember what Yeshaiah did.
He was a righteous king.
Yo ass. Whew. I don't think I can read no more bad stuff right now. I'm too distraught. This is crazy. Okay. Yoash succeeds Amon. Yoash was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Yedidiah?
Yeah, Con.
Yedidiah, the daughter of Adoniah?
Adiah.
Adiah, Salaki. Adiah of Beskoth.
Baskoth.
Tadaki. Let's check out Yedidiah. Like
I want to say that was Solomon's name also, or something similar to that.
Oh, Yedidiah?
Uh-huh. But
love. So his name means the same as what David beloved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you slew the one who's trying to put righteousness back in order. Yahuwah have adorned himself. And then Bashkar. Let's see what Bashkar is. Rocky Heights. Okay, Salaki. Verse 2. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah, and walked in the way of Dawid his father, and turned not aside to the right hand or the left. And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Yeshaiah that the king sent Shaphan, the son of Alilah,
Azaliah.
Azaliah, the son of Meshulam,
Meshulam.
Meshulam, Meshulam, Talaki, the scribe to the house of Yahuwah, saying, "Go up to Heskah, the high priest,
Hilkiah.
Hilkiah, Salakia. Where I get the heads from? Hilkiah, the high priest, Talaki, for the keeping me straight on that. Go up to Hilkiah, the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of Yahuwah, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people, and let them deliver it into the hand of the doers of the work, and have oversight over the house of Yahuwah, and let them give it to the doers of the work, which is in the house of Yahuwah, to repair the breaches of the house, unto carpenters and builders and masons, to buy timber and hewers of stone, and repair the house. Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with them of the money that was delivered into their hands, because they dealt faithfully. The lost book.
Khan, check this out.
Second Kings, chapter 22, verse 8. And Hilkiah, the priest, the high priest, said unto Shaphan, the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of Yahuwah. And Hakan gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it. And Shaphan the scribe came to the king and brought the king's word again and said, Your servant hath gathered the money, Salakia, your servants have gathered the money that they found in the house, and have delivered it to the hand of them that do the work, and have the oversight of the house of Yahuwah. Salakia, that have the oversight of the house of Yahuwah. And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah, the priest, have delivered me the book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the book of the law, he rent his clothes. And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest and
Ahikam.
Ahikam. I had that Ahikam. Okay. Ilkam, the son of Shaphan, and Akbor. Is that right, Akbor?
Yep.
Okay, tell her. Akbor, the son of Micaiah. I seem like I remember that name, but remembering how to pronounce it is something different. Micaiah and Shaphan described, and Azihiah, the servant of the king, saying, Go you and inquire of Yahuwah for me and for the people of all Yehuda concerning the words of the book that is found. For great is the wrath of Yahuwah that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, and did according unto all that which is written concerning us. So where did he think what was the instruction supposed to be coming from?
They didn't even know where the book of the law was at. So Josiah begins to reign. So before him, you have a wicked king, which was his father, Amon.
Mm-hmm.
Before him, you have Manasseh. So, and before Manasseh was Hezekiah. So they were doing righteousness when Hezekiah Yahoo was there.
Right.
So, but in between that span of time, they didn't even know what righteousness was.
Right. Well, again, Manasseh had 55 years,
Uh-huh.
which was crazy. But and then they overthrow his son, and then the people mad. Wicked doggone Yahudim.
Hmm.
Oh my gracious.
So, but we're parallel to this generation because
Yeah.
we didn't know that we were supposed to be keeping these law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
We rinsed our clothes and repented
Right.
when we began to understand.
Come.
100%.
100%. You absolutely right. I say all the time, when you read Acts chapter 10 and with the story with Keeper or Peter and sheep letting down and the voice from Shamaim saying, rise, kill, and eat. And he said, not so, master, for I have never eaten anything common or unclean. And I wish to goodness I could say that. Not only can I not say that, my children can't even say that. You know what I'm saying? So, at the rate we going, their children not going to be able to say it.
Well,
I know we got a ways we'll get there.
From here on out, it's what it is,
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, yeah, I live alone. My children in the house of their mother. So, yeah, my sad reality. Okay. Holder predicts. 2 Malachi chapter 22 and verse 14. So Hilkiah the priest and Hikam Todaki and Akbor and Shaphan and Asahiah, okay, I was going to say Asa something. Asahiah went unto Hilda, Hilda. What did I say? Oh, I had Hilda, Salaki. Hilda, the prophetess, the wife of Shalom, the son of, oh my gracious,
Tikvah.
Tikvah. Look, I'm trying to say Hikvah. I don't know where I get an H from. Tikvah, the son of Harhaz. Okay, Khan. I was going to get to break that down. Harhaz, keeper of the wardrobe. Now she dwelt in Jerusalem in the college. College?
Uh-huh.
Huh. I have to look up that, see what that word is. And they communed with her. Slacky, let's look at that real quick. In the college, yeah, we probably need to look at these.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like a college of prophets,
Okay, Khan. Double copy, second repetition. It don't really, second quarter district. I don't think it really go into that. Because you got Jerusalem here, then you got, it's like it's in the, so when you click on it, it shows college 7 times? Huh. Let's go down here. Second, double, twice, double. Copy. Second. Fatlings. Next. Second. One time college there. Second order. Second. Next. Second. Next. So it looks like it's kind of a sequential type of word. And then it did again in Chronicles, not giving us what we're looking for. Second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not giving us what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So that the fact that it said college is really meaningless because it doesn't. It's like some kind of a order, basically. So basically, that could have been Now she dwelt in Jerusalem in the order, and they communed with her. I mean, that word, that putting college there literally means nothing. So it's up to order. But all right, verse 15. And I may be wrong about that. I had to consult some of the elders and see what they can tell us about that. Verse 15. And she said unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah, power of Israel, tell the man that sent you to me. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will bring evil upon this place and upon the inhabitants thereof, even all the words of the book which the king of Yehuda have read, because you have forsaken me and have burned incense unto idols, that they might provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands. Therefore, my wrath shall be kindled against this place, and shall not be quenched.
Wow.
Look,
Yeah.
oh my gracious, man!
And you know, I found these verses after coming into the walk.
right,
Because when I first came in, you know, I was very angry,
yeah,
and it was a lot of finger pointing going on. You
right,
know, I was pointing the finger a lot of other places,
yeah.
but then you find verses like this, and then you come to understand.
It was us.
Yeah, man,
It was us.
exactly.
Yeah, it was us. It was always us, and we did folly. We did great folly. But I would love to come face to face with Manasseh and like, man, what the heck? You know, why? Why? Why were you even born? you know, and not just him. I mean, his father was righteous. That's what I don't understand. Why was he made king? And where did he get these wicked ways from? Who said let's make Manasseh king? Did Hezekiah not have a righteous son?
Man.
I mean, good grief. I don't understand it. I can't understand it. Let's continue. I'm sorry. Let's continue. I don't want to just dwell on this, but man, this is hard to read. This is hard. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know, and if I didn't see myself in this book, I would not feel this way. This would just be a story I was reading. But because I understand who these people are,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this is horrible. Whew. Okay, verse 18. But to the king of Yehuda, which sent you to inquire of Yahuwah, thus saith you, this shall you say unto him. Thus saith Yahuwah, power of Israel, as touching the word which you have heard, because your heart was tender, and you have humbled yourself before Yahuwah. When you heard what I spake against this place, and against the inhabitants thereof, and they should become a desolation and a curse, and have rent your clothes, and wept before me. I also have heard you, saith Yahuwah. Behold, therefore, I will gather you unto your fathers, and you shall be gathered unto your grave in peace, and your eyes shall not see the evil which will be brought upon this place. And they brought the king word again. And here's the reality. I get that, and I appreciate that. But what about my people?
Mm-hmm.
And I know these your people. I'm the sovereign. I serve you, and I serve them. I'm sorry, my grandfather was a demon, and my father was. Well, we wouldn't want to say that, but man, I'm sorry that they did this wickedness. Like, what can we do? Can we do anything besides this? Is there any way out? I mean, besides sending me to my grave, of course.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like what you're saying. Um, the Most High decides not to do it during this generation, right? He's not gonna bring the wickedness upon this particular king. But the Most High is a grand architect, and best believe nobody ever got nothing that wasn't coming to him.
Right.
So it's like he waits for the opportune time when he decides, which is kind of what we're seeing going on in the world now.
Yeah.
Like, we see all of this wickedness being wrought upon the world. And the Most High has his reasoning for not destroying all of it right now, but he has his time when he will act.
Kind. Yeah. You're right. I mean, you're right. I'm just thinking, like, the situation. If it was me, talking to this prophetess, and she said this, I was like, well, what can I do? Anything? Can I fix this? Can I repair the breach? What? Where are we? How are we missing this? How? I mean, it's done. It's done now. The Northern Kingdom is gone. They've been replaced with heathens.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been heathens until we found this book.
Indeed, that's
so,
true.
Yeah. And look, I said that. Look, I'm saying that as if I'm Yeshaya, but I'm saying that from this standpoint here now. We've been heathens. We found this book, and we discovered that this is us in this book, and we started making adjustments. And when the adjustments we've made, now we're trying to come to the Most High and say, okay, according to what you said in your word, that we understand, we read and understand, we can fix this.
Indeed, all praises out because he's caused us to know in these last days. He didn't have to do that.
No, he didn't.
Because there's a lot of people that don't see and hear how we hear and see.
Right. Exactly. And that's exactly, I mean, that's exactly where we are in this place and time. I mean, you got people who come to it, whether they hear it on the street, whether they found it on the internet, whatever they heard, somewhere, some way, they heard it, and they say, man, I got to get right. And you start cleaning up stuff. Man, I've got to put away this evil stuff. Got to get rid of this sausage. Got to get rid of this bacon. No more shrimp, no more crab, no more lobsters. I got to put fringes on my garment. I got to keep the Sabbath set apart. I got to honor my mother and my father. I got to love my brothers. I got to love my sisters. I got to quit being a gigolo and not doing right with the women. I got to control myself. I got to control my mouth. I got to stop doing this evil stuff. Oh, this is the land of my captivity. America, the beautiful, or whatever. I don't know what they say, but it's not that. This is land of captivity. All of these realities start coming onto a person, and with the hope that somehow we can get it right. Whether you in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, or even your 70s, when you come into this truth, you're going, how do I get it right?
Yeah. How do I put my best foot forward,
Exactly. So, all right. Let's continue.
Good stuff, huh? Good stuff.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's getting better. It's getting a little bit better, but Yeshaya's covenant. 2 Malachi chapter 23 and verse 1. And the king sent, and they gathered unto him all the elders of Yehuda and Jerusalem. And the king went unto the house of Yahuwah, and all the men of Yehuda, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him, and the priests, and the prophets, and all the people, both small and great. And he read in their ears all the words of the book of the covenant, which he found in the house of Yahuwah.
Hallelujah.
So now he's giving them the Torah.
Uh-huh.
All right, look here. We done messed up, man. Let's read this Torah. So now everybody's getting it. Verse 3. And the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before Yahuwah to walk after Yahuwah and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all of their hearts and all of their souls, to perform the words of the covenant that were written in this book. And all the people stood to the covenant.
Mm-hmm.
All praises, man. They ready to get right. They ready. You know, we just saw that they was mad because they got rid of the evil one and they took him to replace him. And now they ready to do right.
Mm-hmm.
It really reflects your leadership. That old term that old phrase that we've heard, attitude reflect leadership. We seeing that right here. Verse 4, reforms under Yeshaya. Am I saying his name right, Yeshaya? Yeah.
Josiah. Yeah, Josiah.
Yeah, Yeshaya.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. And the king commanded Hilkiah, the high priest, and the priests of the second order, and the keepers of the door, to bring forth out of the temple of Yahuwah all the vessels that were made for evil, and for the groves, and for all the host of Shamaim. And he burnt them without Jerusalem in the field of Kidron, and carried the ashes of them to Bethel. And he put down the idolatrous priests, whom the kings of Yehuda had ordained to burn incense in the high places in the cities of Yehuda, and in the places round about Jerusalem, them also that burn incense to evil, to the sun, and to the moon, and to the planets, and to all the hosts of Shamaim. And I can't believe they was doing this wickedness. This is crazy. Verse 6. I mean, they burning incense to the sun, the moon, the planets. What? Oh my gracious. Verse 6. And he brought out the groves of the house of Yahuwah. Slakia. And he brought out the groves from the house of Yahuwah without Jerusalem unto the brook of Kidron, and burned it at the brook of Kidron, and stumped it small to powder, and cast the powder thereof into the graves of the children of the people. Like, y'all take this mess.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna, boy, y'all, whoo, whoo. Verse 7. And he brake down the houses of the Sodomites that were in the house of Yahuwah, Slakia, that were by the house of Yahuwah, where the woman wove hanging, Slakia, where the women wove hangings of the groves.
So
For the groves, Slakia, where the women wove hangings for the groves. Slakia, okay. Slakia, okay, I was reading that wrong. Go ahead, Doc.
So again, we can draw parallels between that generation there that we're reading about and the generation that we live amongst now. You know, sodomy it's common now to see sodomites. You
Among
know,
our people.
yeah.
Among our people. Our people have become basically the catalyst of that, which is insane, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was watching a street teaching video yesterday, and Elder was teaching, and he mentioned something about a sodomite with long hair, and lo and behold, a sodomite with hair to his foot, weave down to his foot, appears.
Wow.
Like, you can't make this up. Like, and the dude was like, y'all doing too much. Like, dude, you need to stop. Just stop. Just stop. Oh my gracious. This is too much. It's too much. This is too much. Verse 8. And he brought all the priests out of the city of Yehuda and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense, from Gibah to Beersheba, and break down the high places of the gates. And there, Slakia, and where in the entering of the gates of Yahshua, the governor of the city, which were in the man's left hand at the gates of the city. Nevertheless, the priests of the high places came not up to the altar of Yahuwah in Jerusalem, but they did eat of the unleavened bread among their brethren. And he defiled
Wickedness.
Oh, that's okay. Khan, Tolah, you're looking out. A wicked one. Hallelujah. I'm glad he taking care of that. Which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or daughter to pass through the fire of evil. I don't even know how do you even do that? Like, that's Slacky. Verse 11. And he took away the horses of the kings of Yehuda and gave to the son. What? And he took away the horses that the kings of Yehuda had given to the son at the entering of the house of Yahuwah by the chambers of Ne and Malak.
Nathan Melech.
Is that an evil one? What is that? By the chamber?
That's something king.
Okay.
And Nathan is Hebrew, so I mean, I don't think it's an evil one.
Okay, we'll check it out here in just a moment. The Chamberlain, which was in the suburbs, and burned the chariots of the sun with fire. So he's doing his best. You know, shout out to this king, this righteous king, man. Whew! Where was you 2 generations ago, brother?
Mm-hmm.
We needed you. We needed you. We needed that ruach you got back then. I'm so happy that he's making some strides here. A gift of the king, an official of the officials of Yehuda at the time of King Yeshaya. It's the only place we see that. And getting rid of their chariots. Like, get this mess up out of here. Verse 12. And the altars that were at the top of the upper chamber of Ahaz, which kings of Yehuda had made, the altars which Manasseh had made in 2 courts of the house of Yahuwah, did the king beat down and break them down from there and cast them, and cast the dust of them into the brook of Kidron. This brother this is a good brother right here. This is a real deal brew right here. You know what I'm saying? This man,
it's Hezekiah's grandson. Great grandson. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. This is Daweed's. This is one of Daweed's offspring right here.
Indeed.
I don't know where these demons came from. These last 2. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't even get over them. My ruach is on the ground right now. I'm reading what he's doing. I should be lifted up, but the last was so bad. It's like, good grief, that we get to this place right here. So verse 13, let's continue here. And the high places that were before Jerusalem, which were on the right hand of the mount of corruption, which Solomon, the king of Israel, had built to evil, the abomination of the Zidonians, and to another evil, the abomination of the Moabites, and to another evil, the abomination of the children of Ammon, did the king defile. I hope that word defile means destroy. Let's look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope it means like. I wish it meant destroy it with fire. That's what it should be. Came unclean, become impure, to be unclean. Show me something with fire here. Defile oneself, defile, regardless. I don't see anything with fire. I want to see something with fire.
God.
Light that joker up. Burn it. Verse 14. He break in pieces all the images and cut down the groves and filled their places with the bones of men. Moreover, the altars that was at Bethel in the high places, which Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin, had made both the altars and the high places. He break down and burned the high places and stomped it small to powder and burned the groves. Burn it up, burn it with fire. Get it. Never again will you deal with this stuff. You know that took me to that first Black Panther when Killmonger took over. He said burn these. We're not gonna use these no more. Burn these up.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, we're not going back, so burn this up. We're gonna get rid of this. That's what I'm talking about. Light it on fire. Verse 16. And also Yeshua turned himself. Slakia. Is that right? Yeah. And as Yeshua turned himself, he spied the sepulchre that were in the mount, and sent and took the bones out of the sepulchre and burned them upon the altar and polluted it, according to the word of Yahuwah, which the man of the Most High proclaimed, who proclaimed these words. Then he said, what title is this? What title is that I see? And the men of the city told him, it was the sepulchre of the man of the Most High. So this was the one who got killed by the lion because he let himself be fooled by the prophet, by the old prophet. Yeah, that's what this is. We never got his name, and of course they never said his name because they called him here again. It is the sepulchre of the man of the Most High, which came to Yehuda to proclaim these things. Slakia, which came from Yehuda and proclaimed these things that you have done against the altar of Bethel. And he said, let him alone. Let no man move his bones. So they let his bones alone with the bones in the prophets, Slakia, with the bones of the prophets that came out of Samaria, and all the houses also of the high places that were the city of Samaria, which the king of Israel, Slakia, which the kings of Israel had made and provoked Yahuwah to anger. Yeshua took away and did to them according to all the acts that were done in Bethel. And he slew all the priests of the high places that were there upon the altar, and burnt the men's bones upon them, and returned to Jerusalem. So this brother stand up. Not only is he cleaning up Jerusalem, not only is he cleaning up the southern kingdom, he then went to the northern kingdom and is putting things in order. Even though they gone, he getting the northern kingdom in order.
Yeah, indeed.
He know they cast out, but man, that's
he's bold. You know what I mean? Because again, it's not even his territory, you know.
Right. Khan. They in Assyria serving bondage. And he go there to set things straight. I mean, this is a brother. This is a real brother right here. Man. Whew. Passover reinstituted. Verse 21. And the king commanded all the people, saying, keep the Passover until Yahuwah your power, as it is written in the book of this covenant. Surely there is not holding such a Passover from days of the judges that judge Israel, nor in all the days of the kings of Israel, nor of the kings of Yehuda. So they was doing Passover. That's why what's his name didn't want them to go down, because they were supposed to go 3 times a year. And that evil doggone Jeroboam, man, I want 5 minutes alone with both of them.
God.
Let me stop. Verse 23. Oh my gracious. Verse 23. But in the 18th year of King Uzziah, wherein this Passover was holden, to Yahuwah in Jerusalem. Did I read that right? But in the 18th year of King Uzziah, wherein this Passover was holding, to Yahuwah in Jerusalem. Moreover, the workers with familiar spirits and the wizards and the images of the idols and all the abominations that were spied in the land of Yehuda and in Jerusalem did Yeshua put away, and that he might perform the words of the law which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the house of Yahuwah. And like unto him was there no king before him that turned to Yahuwah with all his heart and with all his soul and with all his might, according to all the law of Moshe. Neither after him arose any like him. That's sad.
All right.
Notwithstanding, because everybody should be striving to be like this brother right here. Notwithstanding, Yahuwah turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, wherewith his anger was kindled against Yehuda, because of all the provocations that Manasseh had provoked him withal. So it's all because of Manasseh. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're reading here. Manasseh is the one who got him to this place. So the reason we had to deal with the Romans, because of Manasseh. All of that which came after that is right here. Verse 27. And Yahuwah said, I will remove Yehuda also out of my sight, as I have removed Israel, and I will cast off this city, Jerusalem, which I have chosen, and the house in which I said, my name shall be there. Please don't let this get bad. Please don't let this go left. Don't let this go left. I don't think I can take it. What's his name right here?
Yehoah Ahaz.
Yehoah Ahaz succeeds Yeshua. Yehoah Ahaz, man. Verse 28. Now the rest of the acts of Yeshua and all he did, were they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Yehuda? In his days, Pharaoh Enoch, Pharaoh
Necho.
Told everybody. In those days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Mizraim, went up against the king of Assyria at the river Euphrates, and King Yeshua went against him, and slew him at Megiddo.
Megiddo.
Megiddo, Salakia. Look, I'm trying to sound them out and I'm missing some of them. Like I said, Dido, Megiddo. Okay, Megiddo. When he had seen him. So this brother was about that action. He didn't send his money, man. He doing his work himself.
Yeah. I mean that's indeed. I can't take anything away from him. But how he died, he was kind of doing too much.
Oh, was he? You shot you?
Yep.
Okay, let's continue. Oh, gracious. Verse 30. And his servants carried him to the chariot. Slakia. And his servants carried him. Wait a minute. Did I read that right?
Yeah. The Pharaoh smote him, killed him.
Oh, Salakia. I read that wrong. I understood that wrong. I read it, but I understood it wrong. I thought King Yeshaya went up against him and slew him at Megiddo. But no, he was killed by which one? Let me read this again. Verse 29. In his days, the king of Mizraim went up against the king of Assyria to the river of Euphrates, and King Yeshaya went against him. So which is the him? Is it the king of Assyria or the king of Mizraim?
Pharaoh.
Okay, Khan.
And see, the Pharaoh told him, and we'll get another account of it, but the Pharaoh was like, he asked, like, man, what are you doing? Why are you coming out here against me? I ain't got nothing to do with you. The Most High has told me to go fight against this king of Assyria. The Pharaoh says this.
Oh, wow. That's in Chronicles?
Yeah, indeed. And Josiah doesn't listen and ends up paying for it with his life.
Wow. See, when I read this, I was thinking that he killed the king of Mizraim. But dang, that's bad. Verse 30. Okay. And his servants carried him in a chariot, dead from Megiddo, and brought him to Jerusalem, and buried him in his own sepulchre. And the people of the land took, what's his name again?
Jehoahaz,
the son of Yeshaya, and anointed him and made him king in his father's stead. And Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Yirmiah of Libnah. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah, according to all that his fathers had done. And Pharaoh from Mizraim put him in bands at Riblah, in the land of Hamath, that he might not reign in Jerusalem, and put the land to tribute of 100 talents of silver and talents of gold, and a talent of gold. How in the heck can your father do all of this good and you turn straight to evil?
All right.
Got rid of all the evil for you. How is this even? Okay. Jehoiakim, made king by Pharaoh. And
Pharaoh Necho.
I was going to say this king of Mizraim. And Pharaoh Necho made
Eliakim.
Eliakim, son of son of Yeshaya, king, in the room of Yeshaya his father, and turned his name to Jehoiakim, and took Jehoahaz away, and he came to Mizraim and died there.
All right. So Pharaoh pretty much just took Ahaz's brother and put him in as king.
And got rid of. So he died. Jehoahaz is dead.
Yeah, Khan.
Good. I'm sorry, I don't mean good, but I don't know how you do wickedness when your father set up nothing but righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
How you even find a way to do wickedness? Like you had to go out of your way to bring wickedness back. I mean, that's you. Let me continue. Let me continue. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get out of line, but my gracious, it's hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
And Jehoiakim gave the silver and the gold to Pharaoh, but he taxed the land to give the money according to the commandment of Pharaoh. He exalted the silver and the gold of the people of the land, of every one according to his taxation, and gave it unto the king of Mizraim. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Zebudah,
Mm-hmm.
Zebudah, the daughter of Pedaiah of Ramoth. My gracious, I mean, this is difficult. Okay, let me look at her name real quick. Zededah. That sounds like a good name. Given. So this is his wife. I don't understand that. Okay, verse 37. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuwah according to all his fathers had done.
Wow.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to read Chronicles. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
It's gonna be disappointing. You're gonna read some disappointing stuff.
It's yeah. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Let me try something. I got this little app on here. Can you hear that?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Say I got this little app on here that'll read for me, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to read this stuff. This is gonna be too much. I mean, to hear it is gonna be bad enough. To actually read it, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Let's finish this up. I'm sorry. It was 3 chapters. It was an hour and 13 minutes. But all right. Let's go ahead and finish this up. You want to take 24 hours?
Indeed.
Hold on, Keith.
This is the book of 2nd Malachim, chapter 24. Babylon controls Jehoiakim, verse 1. In his days, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up, and Jehoiakim became his servant 3 years. Then he turned and rebelled against him. And Yahweh sent against him bands of the Chaldees, and bands of the Syrians, and bands of the Moabites, and bands of the children of Ammon, and sent them against Yehudah to destroy it, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spake by his servants the prophets. Surely at the commandment of Yahweh came this upon Yehudah, to remove them out of his sight, for the sins of Manasseh, according to all that he did. There you go.
I mean, good grief, man. I can't understand it for the life of me. I cannot understand how in the world, when you start sacrificing your children to in the fire, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. You cannot be king over this people. You got to go. But let's continue.
All right. Verse 4. And also for the innocent blood that he shed, for he filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, which Yahweh would not pardon. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Yehuda? Jehoiakim reigns. Verse 6. So Jehoiakim slept with his fathers, and Jehoiakim, his son, reigned in his stead. And the king of Mizraim came not again any more out of his land, for the king of Babylon had taken from the river of Mizraim unto the river Euphrates all that pertained to the king of Mizraim. And verse 8, Jehoiakim was 18 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad. I thought I passed something there.
And he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months, and his mother's name was Nehushta, the daughter of Elnathan of Jerusalem.
Okay, let's check out her name real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Nehushta. Brass. All right, and let's check out her. So this is her father's name here, right?
Uh-huh. Elnathan.
Yeah. Most High was given. All right, so let's continue. Shalaki, let's go ahead.
All right, verse 9. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh, according to all that his father had done. Deportation to Babylon. So here it is,
This is just.
And like you said, we're gonna get an extended story, like with a lot of these stories that we're reading in Chronicles. You know what I mean? But this is the beginning of that Babylonian captivity.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
All that Daniel befell with Daniel and Azariah, what are their names? Azariah,
Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael.
Mishael
or something.
Yeah, all that they endured because of Manasseh and his evil. I mean, all right, let's continue.
Verse 10. At that time, the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against Jerusalem, and the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiakim, the king of Yehuda, went out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother, and his servants, and his princes, and his officers. And the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of Yahweh, and the treasures of the king's house, and cut in pieces all the vessels of gold which Shlomo, king of Israel, had made in the temple of Yahweh, as Yahweh had said.
Shalaki. It just hit me upside the head. Devarim 28. It says, the king that you shall set over you. You know what I'm talking about?
Khan.
Let's get that real quick. I don't know what, I can't remember not this different translation. I don't know I can't remember the verse, but let's hit that real quick here.
Maybe 31.
Let's see. Betrothal wife, ox slain before you, sons and daughters be given, fruit of your land, and the made in thy eyes shall smite, and I will bring.
There it is. 36.
Yep, 36. And Yahuwah shall bring you, and the king which you shall set over you, into a nation whether you or your fathers have not known, and there you shall serve idols, wood and stone. And here it is in the text. Jehoiakim, king of Yehuda, went out to the king of Babylon and his mother and his servants and the princes and the officers, and the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. Ain't that something? He told us that back when Moshe, like you going with your king going into captivity, and here it is. I think, and we saw it as well with the Northern Kingdom, but it didn't dawn on me like it did reading this right here.
Come.
Yeah. Let's continue. I was just wanted to show that point.
Indeed. Verse 13. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the. I think I just read that.
Okay.
Verse 14.
Yeah. Okay.
And he carried away all Jerusalem and all the princes and all the mighty men of valor, even 10,000 captives, and all the craftsmen and smiths. None remained, save the poorest sort of the people of the land. So he pretty much takes away the driving force of the nation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He left the homeless. He left those that the poorest. He left those that depend on. So he took away everybody that was given any kind of provision. So now they don't have any provision for them. So what's going to happen to them?
Right.
All
right, verse 15. And he carried away Jehoiakim to Babylon, and the king's mother, and the king's wives, and his officers, and the mighty of the land. Those carried he into captivity from Jerusalem to Babylon.
Mm.
And all the men of might, even 7,000, and craftsmen and smiths 1,000, all that were strong and apt for war, even them the king of Babylon brought captive to Babylon. This just, I can only almost visualize it, and I visualize something similar to what, our recent ancestors went through, being put in chains and taken aboard ships,
Yeah. Calm. Yes, indeed.
All right. This is the second book of Malachi, chapter 24. Zedekiah made king, verse 17. And the king of Babylon made Mattaniah, his father's brother, king in his stead, and changed his name to Zedekiah.
Slacky. Let's look at these two names. Made Mattaniah, his father's brother, king in his stead. Let's look at what his name was, and then what it was changed to. Mattaniah, gift of Yahuwah, and he was changed.
So whose brother was he?
So this was the king's brother. So this would have been
his
what was
father's
his name?
brother. It was his father's brother though.
Oh, was his father?
It says made Mattaniah his
Okay.
father's brother.
His uncle.
Yeah, so this is
so
this is the brother of Josiah?
We're after Yeshaya. Remember his brother, his son was wicked. And
what was his son's name? You remember? We just read it.
Yeah. But this was after him, because it was after him, and then it was another one. It was Jehoiakim, and then Jehoiachin. Yeah. Here's him right here.
Okay.
So it would have been his father's brother.
All right.
So it would have been Jehoiakim's brother.
Got you.
Yeah.
Which would have been Josiah's son.
Yeah, one of his probably should have been him in the first, but Zedekiah. All right, let's check out what this was. It's righteous. Jehovah is righteous. So both names are good. Yeah, both names are good. So, all right, let's continue.
All right, verse 18. And Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hatmutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh, according to all that Joachim had done. For through the anger of Yahweh it came to pass in Jerusalem and Yehudah, until he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is it's getting ready to be a wrap. You know?
Yeah, yeah. This is it right here, and yeah.
But you know what's in? Well, I guess we'll talk about that in the chop up or the final thoughts here in a second.
Okay.
All right, this is the second book of Malachim, chapter 25. Nebuchadnezzar besieges Jerusalem, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his host, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and they built forts against it around about. And the city was besieged on the 11th year of King Zedekiah, and on the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine prevailed in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night by the way of the gate between two walls, which is by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were against the city round about, and the king went the way toward the plain. So, you know, it's just, I mean, I'm glad that we're so glad that we're covering this out because, you know, we read about the siege and the destruction of Jerusalem 70 AD, and we know that many authors say that it was in the millions that our ancestors fled into Africa, right?
Yeah, right.
I just read here that even during this siege, that some of the mighty men were able to flee.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
so we see our people, or we see in history a historical account of the Yahudim being in different spots in West Africa, and people are wondering, how is this? How can this be? We're reading
it's yeah, we're reading it. We're reading it how it was scattered. You know, we see some of the Yahudim. You know, you have to think that some of these things probably occurred with the Northern Kingdom. Whenever you're taking this many people and trying to move them from one place to another, believe me, somebody's going to probably get away.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? It's a virtual impossibility. I mean, the only way that we didn't really have that is some of us did get away. Some of them jumped off the ship. That's getting away. You know, if they died, that's one thing. But if they could have, you know, who knows? Maybe they could have made it to somewhere else.
Indeed.
Still the people, you know, so they're still who they are, wherever they made it to.
And you know, we talked earlier about how many of our brothers over in West Africa, brothers and sisters over in West Africa, don't really observe the Festival of Lights or dedication because they were more than likely from the Northern Kingdom. But it's possible that they don't celebrate it because they were able to flee Jerusalem when Nebuchadnezzar came. And they just, you know, they didn't know about Festival of Lights and dedication. You know,
they like us had just been separated. You know, they've been going on about their business and you know, probably hooked up with some Hamitic people or whatever, and you know, they was doing that. It could have been some other Semitic people that they hooked up with, and they still who they are. You know, that if it's a male and they, you know, kept him and he reproduced and they kept reproducing, that seed line still going on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, verse 5. And the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king and overtook him in the plains of Jericho, and all his army were scattered from him. So they took the king and brought him up to the king of Babylon to Riblah, and they gave judgment upon him. Man. And they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and bound him with feathers of brass, and carried him to Babylon.
Hmm.
Jerusalem burned and plundered. Verse 8. And in the 5th month, on the 7th day of the month, which is the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuchadnezzar-Dan, captain of the guard, a servant of the king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem. Did I pronounce his name right? Let's see. I shouldn't even be saying it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think for the sake of
Hey, I'm glad I blew that one.
oh, good.
I'm pretty sure it's pagan and
Nebo have given seed.
yeah.
General of his army captured. Oh, you think this is a idol right here?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
And I think even the king of Babylon's name is in honor of that particular deity or whatever.
yeah, because that's why he changed their names to Daniel, changed them to what, that evil long name.
Yeah.
And then he changed the 3 Hebrew boys from the Hebrew names to, and they know that name better than they know their real names.
Indeed.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right. Verse 9.
Crazy.
And he burnt the house of Yahweh, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and every great man's house burnt he with fire. And all of the army of the Chaldeans that were with the captain of the guard break down the walls of Jerusalem round about. Now the rest of the people that were left in the city, and the fugitives that fell away to the king of Babylon, with the remnant of the multitude, did the evil one, the captain of the guard, carry away.
Wow.
So it's like the king came and got the nobles and the people who were able to keep the society going, and this guy comes and gets the other people that were left.
Yeah. He was just, you know.
Oh, well, never mind. Like now, check out verse 12.
Okay.
But the captain of the guard left of the poor of the land to be vine dressers and husbandmen. So he left them in the land.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a good thing.
All right, verse 13.
Like, this your time to really shine. Like, start building things. Build it up. I mean,
it's time to come up.
they just destroyed everything, though. They burnt all the houses with fire.
Yeah, our people, a lot of times, we don't know to do right, Verse 13. And the pillars of brass that were in the house of Yahweh, and the bases, and the brazen seat that was in the house of Yahweh, did the Chaldeans break in pieces, and carry the brass of them to Babylon, and the pots, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the spoons, and all the vessels of brass wherewith they ministered, took they away. And the fire pans, and the bowls, and such things were of gold, in gold, and of silver, in silver, the captain of the guard took away. The 2 pillars, 1 seat, and the bases which Shlomo had made for the house of Yahweh, the brass of all these vessels was without weight. The height of the 1 pillar was 18 cubits, and the capiter upon it was brass, and the height of the capiter was 3 cubits, and the wreathen work, the pomegranates upon the capiter round about, all of brass, and like unto these had the 2nd pillar with wreath work. And the captain of the guard took Sariah, the chief priest, and Zephaniah, the 2nd priest, and the 3 keepers of the door. And out of the city he took an officer that was set over the men of war, and 5 men of them that were in the king's presence, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, which mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land that were found in the city. And the evil person, captain of the guard, took these and brought them to the king of Babylon in Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them and slew them at Riblah in the land of Hamath. So Yehudah was carried away out of their land. Gedaliah made governor. This is the second book of Malachim, chapter 25, verse 22. And as for the people that remained in the land of Yehudah, whom the king of Babylon had left, even over them he made Gedaliah, the son of Achikam, the son of Shaphan, ruler.
All right, let's check out these names real quick here. You know, if you want to ruin the Sabbath, read the last 5 chapters of.
It kind of knocks us down, man. The last 2 definitely.
Man, I mean, I knew reading Manasseh. I've heard about Manasseh. I didn't know all his exploits, but I knew he was a bad, but man, you shouldn't even let somebody get to the place where they passing their children through the fire.
Right.
He should have been done before that. My brother has risen. Yeah. Man. Okay. Let's move on. Verse 23.
Verse 23. And when all the captains of the armies, they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah governor, there came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, even Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and Yehonan, the son of Kareah, and Sariah, the son of Tanhumeth, the Netophathite. Wow. I'm saying stuff I had no idea I could.
God.
And Yazaniah, the son of Ma'akana, the son of a Mahakathite, they and their men.
God, check out this Yazariah.
God.
I like the way that one looked. Let's see what this means. Yahuwah hears. Okay. That's a lot. It seems like a lot to say Yahuwah hears.
God.
But okay. I thought it'd be something really great. But that's good. I mean, that's good. It's a good name. But it don't ring like, So let's continue.
All right, verse 24. And Gedaliah swore to them and to their men, and said unto them, fear not to be servants of the Chaldeans, dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. But it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, came, and 10 men with him, and smote Gedaliah, that he died, and the Yahudim and the Chaldeans that were with him at Mizpah. So this is like a rebel of the royal house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Verse 26. And all the people, both small and great, and the captains of the armies, arose and came to Mizraim, for they were afraid of the Chaldeans. So this is almost like a hostage situation, like we read about Abraham going to get his nephew
back,
and all those people,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, verse 27. And it came to pass in the 7th and 30th year of the captivity of Jehoiakim, king of Yehudah, in the 12th month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, that this man's name has got to be evil.
Yeah, he got evil in the front of it. That's crazy.
king of Babylon, in the year that he began to reign, did lift up the head of Jehoiakim, king of Yehuda, out of prison.
Salaki, let's check that out. That is crazy. How your name
Evil.
begin with evil?
Right.
Moedah, man of something, son of successful. Oh, yeah, but I bet that origin is, something. Soldier, king. Man, that is crazy. That is the craziest name I think I ever seen.
Right.
I'm gonna Google that and see if I can figure out. I'm just interested. Like, that is I've never seen a name begin with evil. Son. What is the meaning? Let's see what this says. Foolish, grinding bitterly. Okay. Well, I certainly wouldn't use that name. I mean, that's okay. Let's continue.
All right, verse 28. And he spake kindly to him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon, and changed his prison garments, and he did eat bread continually before him all the days of his life. And his allowance was continually allowance given him of the king, a daily rate for every day, all the days of his life. So, it's kind of like how Yosef it goes into captivity in Mizraim and is lifted above, like, only there's only one that's more honored in the land, and that's Pharaoh himself. And
Right.
we see this king going into captivity, and the Most High still having that grace for his children.
Kind. Oh my gracious. Um. Final thoughts. What can I say when we began to read the exploits of Manasseh? Let us learn. Let us learn continually from reading this book and reading these words on these pages, these chapters. We're reading it electronically here, but let us learn all that we can from all of this, because we're reading about people who refuse to learn, some of them. And shout out to Yeshaya. Man, what a wonderful brother. I hate he got killed in such a manner. And, he was just I guess he was a bit overzealous. I believe in my Ruach that he wanted to do all that he can to show the Most High that he didn't have to do what he was going to do to us. And so he was willing to go to whatever length that he could to prove that. I think he proved that when he went into the Northern Kingdom and started cleaning up stuff and handling business over there. So, this was a zealous brother who wanted to set things right for the Most High. And I can't fault him for that. I hate he died in that manner. I hate to see any of my people go down by the hand of a foreigner. But I really thought that he had killed the king of the Pharaoh of Mizraim. So that would have been beautiful. But these other brothers that came after him and those ones before him, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it's no wonder that we are where we are. And we've gotten what we've gotten. And somehow, some way, the small hat people would have us to believe that we read all of this evil, and today with them everything just copacetic,
Right, right.
you know, and that all of their punishment has been fulfilled, and now they just no, no, not with this evil, not what we reading. This is not y'all. Y'all are not us. We still suffering the evils from that time. So what Babylon did, what the Chaldeans did, what the king of Mizraim did, uh, that wasn't enough according to the Most High. Not to mention what ended up happening when they came back in a Hamashiach, and
Right.
and the Yahudim say, his blood be upon us and upon our children. I wouldn't ask for that for anybody. I certainly wouldn't ask it for myself, except it's me and my people that these things have come upon. And we can see it in every city, in every state, in every town that you go to. You'll find my people. Terrible conditions.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom of the bottoms. Yeah, this is a hard read. I would advise, unless you gird it up strong, strong, strong in the understanding, don't even read this. Because if you read this with understanding and know that this is us, this will crush your day.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine when I go to sleep and wake up, I'll feel better. But right now, no, I feel terrible. And even reading the exploits of Yeshaya did not resolve that. And even seeing all these other things that transpired, I honestly don't think I'm gonna be able to do Chronicles. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll have to do something different. Because I don't. It's gonna be worse than this, and this was bad. This was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse. And it's been times when I've been reading. When I read First Maccabees the first couple of times, it was so infuriating. I just wanted to throw the book, literally, and not because of the book, just because it was in my hand. I just wanted to. It just infuriated me so. I just wanted to throw it, and that's coming up. Dealing with those Greeks, that was because of Manasseh and all the evil that our people would do. Just these great and horrible evils. Sacrificing your children in a fire.
It's terrible.
It's absolutely atrocious. It's atrocious. And then all this idolatry and bringing in the sodomites. What is this? How in the world do you do these things? But all praises to the Most High Power. It's hard to pull something good out of this. It really is. But the fact of the matter is, yes, we're reading the history, and yet here we are today, in the land of our captivity, on the Sabbath day, reading the word of the Most High, understanding where our ancestors got it wrong, and trying to fix our minds and our hearts so that we don't make the same mistakes. So all praises to Yahweh, however you want to pronounce his name. All praises to the Most High Power for that.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Go ahead, Art.
All praises to the Most High, finishing another book. Uh, Definitely coming away with better understanding of uh, of why we're here, how it came to be, uh, in this next couple of chapters, we're gonna get into just more details, more history. But you know, like you said, this is it's not a high point in the history of our people. What we're reading here, um, the people are going off, and it's because their leaders are off. We can draw parallels, so many different parallel lines between us and them. Even like I was inspired like the first time I read that story of uh uh Josiah and how he rent his clothes when he figured out they hadn't been doing what
Yeah.
they were supposed to been doing.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that's me. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was angry
Yeah.
with other people, but understanding, you know. And then also I remember coming into this walk reading about or hearing about Manasseh quite a bit. And he was often the character when you wanted to talk about being a reprobate. He was oftentimes the character that was gone to for the idea of reprobate and how you don't want to be reprobate.
Right.
But even with that, we see that there's forgiveness for a reprobate
Right.
because there was a point where we were, you
Right.
know.
Right. And
Um,
it's like you for interrupting you, but
Go ahead.
I think he repented at the very end.
Indeed, he did.
Yeah.
Um, but it's I don't know if the butterfly effect is something that is heathen or let's just say making a ripple in the water, throwing a rock in the water
Right.
and you have a ripple effect.
Mhm.
The sins of one person
Mhm.
can affect so many.
Yeah, because he caused Israel to sin greatly, just like Jeroboam. He was Jeroboam to Yehuda. He was the Jeroboam to Yehuda.
Hmm.
So even though he did repent, the evil that he did could not go unpunished.
Hmm. Right.
Because even though he turned from that in his last, he had done so much wickedness and caused so much wickedness. There was no escape. It could not have been escaped from,
Hmm.
and that's what Yeshaya was trying to work on. Yeshaya
Uh-huh.
wanted to fix it. Yeshaya wanted to put it. Yeshaya thought, if I work really hard to make this thing right, Yahuwah will forgive us. That was I believe in my ruach. That was what he was doing. That was his mindset. That was in his mind. But he had already made up his mind. Like this is it. I
Hmm.
got to pay for this. You know.
And
So
we'll get some inspiring stories in Chronicles as well. It's some
yeah,
it's some good stuff that went down as well, like with some of these righteous kings,
yeah.
and you
I
can
know
see
we're
the
gonna
power
get
of
some.
the Abba, how
Yeah,
he'll be with us and be for us.
yeah. I know we'll read some great details about Dawid, but after Dawid, we'll get into slow mo, and how he went off,
Yeah.
and all of his evil deeds. Um, and then from him, um, yeah, Rehoboam and his evil. How many kings do we count that actually did right? Uh,
Man.
like four.
Yeah.
I think in both
Uh,
kingdoms, it was like four, maybe five.
Hezekiah, yeah,
Shia, Dawid, uh, that one king in
Yash. When there Now there was a wicked Yash, and there was actually I think both of them was wicked because they were from the same house. Now that I think about it.
what was the one that started to do well? He was doing. I was like, big up to him. And then the next line, he
Yeah,
was
then he went
off.
off. He was in the Northern Kingdom.
Yeah, he was in the northern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
mean,
I don't think we read anything good from those kings, you know?
Well, just him. He did some
Yeah,
good
yeah, him.
exploits. Yeah, he did some good things, but he went off like right after that. I mean, he was like, look how zealous I am for Yahuwah.
Yeah,
And
Khan.
next line, he was done with Yahuwah and off to do idolatry. So go figure. I don't get it. But go ahead, Doc. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, no, no. I think that's about it. But all praises to the Most High for being able to, having the opportunity to get into His Word.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So, my gracious. Oh, yeah. Uh, man. Um, I don't think Amistad made me feel like I'm feeling right now.
Mm-hmm.
12 Years a Slave, no. Um, yeah, no. None of these movies that I've seen have made me feel like I'm feeling right now, reading these 5 chapters. And mainly chapter 21, uh, the worst of all, the exploits of Manasseh. And I mean, yeah, I'll leave that where it is. And again, Kol Halal Yahuwah Bahashem Yahushua Hamashiach. All praises to Yahuwah. In the name of Yehoshua, the Messiah.
Wahar Wadash.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, indeed. You know, despite all that we have endured, despite all that we have read and all that has gone on, we must remember Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the entire matter. Fear the Most High. However you want to pronounce his name, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yehoah, Yahweh, whatever it is. Fear him and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Let us hear the conclusion, the ending, the finality of this whole entire matter. What is life about? It's about fearing the Most High and keeping his commandments, because this is the entire duty of you as a person, as you as a mankind, as you as an Israelite, as you as a Yahudim, whatever you want to call yourself. It is your entire duty to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. So you don't put your people in the position that Manasseh did. And the fact that we read 2 or 3 times, because of Manasseh, these things had to happen. I couldn't live with that. I mean, I don't even know how you. I don't even know. I can't even say. I don't even know how he dealt with that. I don't even know how he could bring himself to try to repent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do it. I could not. There's no way in the world I could do that level of evil to where Yahuwah is going to punish the entire nation, and then I'm going to come and beg forgiveness. I don't even think I could bring myself to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done some wrong stuff, but it's some stuff I knew I didn't have no business doing, and a lot of stuff that he did, I knew I wasn't fooling with that. I wasn't fooling with any of that stuff. But I certainly wouldn't do that level of evil and then come and beg forgiveness. I mean, I guess you better rather than not. You know, you're going to end up in Topet. But nevertheless, don't do what it takes to get to Topet. How about that? Let's start there. Don't do evil. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments.
God.
All right. With that, I am your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Ak Kenaniah. On this Sabbath day, we give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 righteous tribes, one family, righteous family, one righteous nation, under the Most High power of our people in righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Until that day comes, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom, fam.